Hey there, YouTubers. So, as a result of several setbacks, I suppose I need to gather more strength and courage to, you know, to revive my spirit and body. Yes, to revitalize it. Since since essentially I still do not want to continue getting myself stranded in the rat race, especially in China here. And I've also come to a realization that that living in China in the long term has more demerits than merits, in fact, because China has so many surveillance mechanisms, red tapes, and lots of I'd say, social injustice, inequality, probably also a bit of discrimination when it comes to doing business with other countries, with foreign enterprises, all of those shit. And my old man, I think he's also turned to a piece of shit. Well, though I am grateful for several favors he's done for me in the past. I guess I just need to, not just guess, but I know that I just need to get the hell out of China. To a country where I can just, rest in peace. Sorry, not just not I mean not that I meant to die, but just I hope I can depart from China to Japan or to any other Western country that where I don't have to worry about the infights between my old man and my biological mother here in China. There are lots of tribulations and sorrows I have to experience here, and I often found myself more often than not. I've often found myself more helpless in China than while I was in Australia. Not sure if I'm indoctrinated or just or just stupid when it comes to that, and whenever it comes down to it. I just sent an email to Pastor Rick Raven or Warren, back to the pastor of Saddleback Church, asking about my my intrusive, my suicidal and murderous intrusive suicidal thoughts, plus a bit of complications with probably some other sorts of mental disease. And I don't think here in China the the doctors can treat me so well as you know those psychiatrists in Australia. Well, it's just long story short. Um, I have I constantly get overwhelmed or tend to get overwhelmed by that, by just by the intrusive thoughts. Um, and Considering my old man himself, he now suffers from quite quite a quite multiple illness. I'd say most typically is type 2 diabetes, probably also complicated by a bit of a chronic depression, also suicide thoughts. So my grandma suggested that I came to Foshan and help him with his business on Facebook, on Google, and and whatnot. And in the meantime, look after him while he feels vulnerable and helpless. But you see, in the meantime, I myself often feel quite vulnerable and helpless. So how can a desperate dude help another desperate and probably also depressed dude get back on his feet? Let me ask you guys: do you think it is reasonable to send a depressed dude to another depressed dude just to look after him, and in the meantime help him build his business? You know. But yeah, there are certainly some some merits staying by staying with my old man at the moment. Let's say I I do get free meals and free accommodation, free internet, free laundry, yes. But I just don't feel loved or supported by neither of them any longer. And in fact, mm, I in fact I was actually I am still actually contemplating about sabotaging my biological mother's um you know her her WeChat and her computer systems, so that he can't bother and harass my old man and me no longer. I'm not sure if I was about. I'm not sure if I am about to do the right thing or otherwise. But um, so long as I hear another abusive word coming from her mouth against my old man and me, I will shut. I will block. I will delete her from my old man's WeChat contact list and his phone contact lists, and we shall see who will overwhelm who. I hope it just won't come to that, but you know what, guys? Sometimes the world doesn't leave you many options other than something more drastic, something more extreme, probably even inhumane, I'd say. So I'd say yes. Well, I don't know. I don't think so far moving to Foshan actually made my life easier or somewhat easier or somehow somewhat easier whatsoever. It's well, not at least spiritually easier, but um I'd say it's no better living with my grandma and where I just help my grandma with a bit of chores like you know um with help her with the laundry and cleaning and where I just be pretty much self sufficient. Yes, but here in here I it makes me feel like I still owe my old man big time and big money and big favors. To summarize, yes, long story short, um, but regardless, let's hope I can get my visa to Japan in no time and get all my all my projects pending for completion completed ASAP. And of course, with the best quality possible. Thank you again for watching and listening. Then, it's been a shit day. I have to admit, it's been a shitty day. Yes. Cheers. Bye bye.